Hello students, I welcome you in today's session of physics, and in physics, as you know very well, we were discussing a topic, rotational motion. Clear? This is the lecture number 3 and we had already covered the most of its topic. Now today we are going to discuss about couple. You can see here this is the topic couple. So if sometimes happens that the force of on a rigid body includes two forces of equal and opposite direction. You had already read about the couples in your high school standard, because there is a separate chapter for this couple. Fine. So having lines of action that are parallel but do not coincide, this is the figure number 23. This is showing the equal and opposite direction forces. You can see here the force one is in this direction clockwise, this is one anti-clockwise, and this is one clockwise and anti-clockwise forces. So such a pair of forces is called couple. Let the resultant force acting on a rigid body AB, this is your rigid body AB. So figure 23, net force over the body is how much? F net is equals to plus F minus F is equals to 0. So the total force over that body is considered out to be 0. The fact that the resultant force is 0 means that couple has no effect in producing translation as a whole of the body on which it acts. The only effect of a couple is to produce rotation. Clear? Now we discuss about what is arm of a couple. So you can see here the perpendicular distance between the force forming a couple is known as its arm couple, which is your total length, kept small l. Now we will come to moment of couple. So the moment of couple is numerically equal to the product of forces and arm of the couple. Clear? From the figure, which is our figure number 23, you can see here this is the total arm of the couple. So here the moment of couple acting on a rod AB is how much? Tau is equals to moment of force F acting at A plus moment of force acting at B. And finally, if you put the values, you will get the relation torque is equals to force into total length, which is your AB. Now since the position of O do not appear in the result, we concluded that the moment of couple is same about all points in the plane of the forces and is equal to the product of magnitude of either forces and perpendicular distance between their line of action. So contrary to this, the moment of force is different for different points in the plane of force. Therefore, a couple cannot be replaced by a force and vice versa. So this is the complete definition of couple. Fine. Now we will come to example of equilibrium of rigid bodies. You can see here this is the topic number 17, and we are going to discuss equilibrium of a rigid rod resting in two supports. You can see here these are the two rods which are resting over two supports C and D. Clear? So a uniform rod, you can see from this figure, AB resting on two supports C and D respectively, figure number 24. Since the rod is uniform, therefore its weight W is acting downward from its center of gravity as shown in the figure. The reaction on supports C and D are, its reaction is upward direction RC and RD respectively, acting in upward direction as shown in the figure. Now for the translation equilibrium of rod AB, according to the first condition of equilibrium, the total force, the net force is equals to how much? 0. And the sum of the reactions is equals to how much? The weight of the body, which is given here. Clear? This is your equation number 1. And for the rotational equilibrium, the rod according to the second condition of equilibrium, torque should be equals to 0. So by taking the moment of force about point A, we consider the moment of force point A. So the reaction is R and the distance from A is equals to how much? AC. Similarly, if we consider the reaction RD and its distance from A is how much? A to D. Clear? And we subtract weight, and weight is how much distance? AG. So finally this relations come out to be equals to 0. This is your second equation. So using 1 and first equations, the unknown parameters such as RC, RD, etc. can be evaluated. Fine. Now you can see here the figure number 2 or figure 25. This one. From this figure, equilibrium of a leaning ladder. So let a uniform ladder AB is leaning against a smooth wall and rough horizontal floor. Clear? This is the ladder. The free body diagram of the ladder as shown in the figure. Since the ladder is uniform, therefore its center of gravity, capital G, will be exactly in the middle from where W is acting. You can see that this is the weight of the ladder. The reaction forces RB exerted by the wall on the ladder is horizontal as the wall is smooth. You can say this is the reaction force by the wall over the ladder. Clear? So the reaction RA exerted by the ground on the ladder is the vector sum. This, and you can see here RA is the reaction of by the ground, this one, and this is RB is the reaction by the wall. So the reaction RA exerted by ground on the ladder is the vector sum of a normal force capital M and the force of friction is small f. So the force of friction is small f is toward the point C. Clear? You can see here the force of friction is inward direction. And the tendency of motion of the point A to the ladder is always from the wall. Now what happens if reaction RA exerted by the ground makes an angle theta from the x-axis, that is from the floor, then you can write it like this. The force of friction is equals to RA cos theta and normal N is equals to RA sin theta. This is the vertical component. So these are the two equations. Now for the translation equilibrium of the ladder, you know very well that summation of force on x-axis and force on y-axis should be equals to 0. So from this we can write it like F minus RB should be equals to 0, or you can write it F equals to RB and N minus W equals to 0 or N equals to W. So for the rotational equilibrium of the ladder, the torque equals to 0. Thus by taking the moment of force about point A from this point, if we take the moment of torque, then what we get here? Finally we get the relation like RB into BC is equals to W by AD. So solving these equations, different unknown parameters can be calculated. Now here are some key points are given. What are these points? These are not the important ones, so you have to skip these points. I am skipping it and come to the comparison of linear and rotational motion. This is important. So as we have studied, the linear motion involves an object moving from one point to another point in a straight line. Clear? On the other hand, rotational motion involves an object rotating about an axis. So for example, motion of a merry-go-round, a spinning skater, a top, a turning wheel, etc. So further, it is observed that the equation and the laws which governs the rotational motion are analog of the equation and laws of translatory motions. For example, in a rigid body rotation about an axis, the angular acceleration A generating in the body by torque tau is given equals to tau equals to A times of summation of mr square. There m is the mass of an element of a body and the distance of the axis of rotation is small r. So the quantity mr square is termed as the moment of inertia I, which appears frequently in the description of rotational motion. So this relation tau equals to I alpha. So in the above equation is compared with the force acceleration relationship. This is the Newton's second law, F equals to ma. We find that the role played by mass is small m in the translation motion of a body is analog to the role played I in the rotation motion. Fine? Okay, in this way it can be said that each term used in the translation motion has a corresponding term analogous to the situation in the rotational motion. Clear? Though the direction of the physical quantities involved may differ provided they are the vector quantities. So this is the end of the chapter, students. I think you understand it properly, and if you have any doubt, kindly ask me in the comment section. This is your chapter number which one? Rotational motion, chapter 11. Clear? So I am winding this session to study. Thank you class. Thank you.